Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Checking the pulse of Husker Nation, brought to you by XCancer. Check them out at XCancer.com. Now, normally, right about this time of the week, in season, getting ready for a Husker football game on Saturday, I would be doing my prediction show. I'm not doing a prediction show this week. So, no disrespect to North Dakota, but Huskers, Scott Frost, we're rooting for you. We're pulling for you. Just freaking win. And we can't afford to overlook anybody. But ideally, this game is not close. Okay, now real quick, next week will be my typical normal show schedule for in-season during the Nebraska football season. So, as you already probably know, each and every Saturday following every Husker football game, my gut reaction goes out about 30 to 45 minutes after the game. And then every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, live on my Facebook page is Carriker Live. Check it out every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, Carriker Live on my Facebook page. And then every Tuesday morning, sometimes Monday night, press conference is usually every Monday. I've usually got a reaction to something that's said at either the post-game press conference or the Monday press conference or something interesting that's come out after the game. So look for those either Tuesday morning, Sunday night. Every Wednesday, I will be having an interview with a current player, okay, who was one of the standout players from the previous Saturday's game. And then on Thursday, starting next week, will be my prediction show going into every Husker football game. And my beautiful children will be back on here stealing the show, as always, because they're much better at this than I am. So look forward to that Carriker Chronicles schedule next week. Now, here's what I'd like to talk about today. Because in yesterday's show, if you missed it, go back and check it out. I talked about how I want less fancy. The coaches want to be more creative. Okay, I want less fancy. You know what I would like more of? I would like more smash mouth physical football. I would almost argue that less is more because we're not great at what we do right now. So if you make it simpler, and you just get good at what you do, you can play fast, you can play more physical. I want smash mouth physical football. So Adam, other than simplifying the playbook a smidge, which I don't know if that's what we're going to do, I got several calls or texts from people asking, Adam, we're in the season. Like spring ball, that's when you focus on physicality. Fall camp, that's when you focus on physicality. How do you do that in season? Okay, because you're doing an in-season weightlifting program, which is where you maintain your strength that you've gained in the off-season. But if you lift too heavy in the season, you can actually beat yourself up too much because you're practicing, you're playing games, you're lifting. So it's an in-season maintenance weightlifting program. And then there's a general rule, maybe an exception on a bye week here or there, you don't go live during the week because you got to be ready and fresh for Saturday. So how do you get physical now? It's a great question. And I have talked about this elsewhere, but I wanted to talk about it here, specifically right here. All right, so here's my response. And if I was a head coach, and obviously I'm not, if I was a head coach, this is what I would do. And again, we cannot overlook North Dakota. We cannot overlook our next opponent. But I would like to think that we can win those games, can't overlook them. But if I'm the coach, I'm looking at that Oklahoma game because that's going to be a big game. If we're being honest, it's probably a big game as far as Scott Frost's job goes. So if I'm the coach, I'm not, but if I was, this is what I would do. I would never overlook anybody, but I would look at this as a 3-week process to getting my team right. So how do I do that? I'm going to do more scrimmaging this week. I'm going to do more scrimmaging next week. Live tackling, live blocking. In a perfect world, we win the next 2 Saturdays, and hopefully the starters aren't having to do too much in the fourth quarter. It gets other guys reps. It also allows you to have tougher physical live scrimmaging, live tackling, live blocking in practices this week leading up to that game, because this is a 3-week process in my mind, how I'd approach it. Going into Oklahoma, also, I'd lift heavy the next couple weeks. I would. The next 3 weeks leading into Oklahoma, or 2 weeks leading into Oklahoma week, I'd go back to lifting heavy. We got to get stronger. We got to get tougher physically. We got to get tougher mentally. It should have happened before game 1. It didn't. Northwestern exposed that. It's inarguable. If that's a word, if not, I just made it up. Webster should add it to the dictionary. All right. I would go live scrimmaging. I would. Live blocking, obviously. Live tackling, and I'd lift heavy for the next couple of weeks. Can't overlook any opponents, but in my mind, if I'm the coach, I'm looking at this as a 3-week process. Probably my job. Maybe on the line against Oklahoma. Who knows? Till next time, go Big Red. This show is brought to you by XCancer. Join the fight at XCancerStore.com and support your loved ones, your neighbors, and cancer fighters all over the world and help them gain access to revolutionary treatments. XCancerStore.com has a wide variety of t-shirts and merchandise supporting a wide variety of cancer battles so you can show off the colors that matter. Proceeds from each purchase not only help those at home, but also cancer fighters in Tanzania, Africa. Check them out at XCancerStore.com.